Straight to the desktop. Hello, 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 and welcome to another one line of code. Happy Monday to all of you. To those of you who this is the first day of your work week, I hope it's going great or has gone great, depending on what time it is. And for those of you that are already into your work week, then I wish you the best ever. Hi, Big Gamey, you were indeed first, and then the Z-Man closely after. I hope you guys are having fun, enjoying today. It's an interesting day for me, but what day isn't? I like having fun, so it's always going to be an interesting day. So anyway, let's go ahead and pop over to the here. We were going to anyway. This is our stream project, which we'll find out if the bot is running or not. It is. Oh my goodness. So this is our stream project that we normally work on during non-community day streams, and we've been having fun with this draggable container, but it is the financial management tracker, which is currently busy, not able to build. Do I have it running anywhere? Waiting for the 200-day mark. Well, keep waiting. It's really close. We're 26, 25, 26, some number of days away. That's really close. We'll probably hit it before I finish, and I'm not too concerned with it because, again, I'm not trying to hit any deadline or trying to make it in any specific set amount of time. It's only a month. We'll say that. I can't say a month because it's 3 streams a week, and then we'll probably have a couple of non-stream days coming up, but I have no idea if that's I don't know. We'll find out. Well, I'm glad to know that I can help you win your bet, and I won't do it on purpose because that would be cheating. I'm still going to work on, oh man. I might even have to take a break during this stream. I had a pipeline running, and I'm trying to create a build for one of our testers off of my branch, and the pipeline failed. Okay, but anyway, I will still work on the project at my normal pace, which includes pausing to read chat and interact with you because it's fun and I enjoy interacting with you guys. But also, I will on occasion buckle down and try to get this stuff done because I do want to get it done eventually. I just don't want to feel pressured in any way. It's supposed to be a fun project, side project, which means I don't want to add extra stress to my already stressful deadlines for normal work. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun anymore, at least not for me. All right, so Big Amy said, it's National Cheeseburger Day, so it should be a cheap lunch. And the Z-Man says, there's a National Cheeseburger Day? What the heck? There's a National A Lot of Things Day. Yay, indeed. Okay, so let's figure out if this thing is going to run, or if it already ran. It did. Okay, let's pull you over her. Let me see chat again. Okay, so this is the financial management application that we've been playing with. And the thing that we just got working was this draggable area that we can put around just about anything so that it will now be dragged around the screen. I honestly don't know why the button hovers are triggering. I wonder if maybe I should just disable the buttons while it's being dragged. We'll find out. Yeah, that's That's going to be really awkward. But one of the things that I said I wanted to get done was to get the title, or the thing, like the little image that you get when you normally have something selected and you try dragging it around. You can, oh wow. I need to fix that too. So you can see the image of the thing that you're dragging around typically. So I don't want that when I'm dragging around this window. But then the other thing that you may have just seen is as you drag anything else over the draggable area, it's still doing the on drag over or on drag move. And we only want that to happen when that component is the thing that's dragging. So let me fix that one really quick because that one should be easy, which is if not dragging, then don't do anything. We'll let that hot reload, I think, provided you want to hot reload for me. Okay, so that means that now when we drag something over this area, it's not going to be acting like we're dragging the calculator draggable area. Good, fixed. That was easy. So as I mentioned, I want to get rid of the image that shows up as you drag, and I want to keep the cursor in north, south, east, west. Yeah, I'll do it on this thing. So at dragging, no. The way that we'll get the cursor is by telling the drag area wrapper and dragging. No, that's not what I want. Cursor, cursive, myth. We'll see if this does the cursor for us. No, it doesn't. I wonder if maybe I could be.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Aw, why do you have a bad feeling about it? I have the best feeling about it. Filed? No, why? I have faith in you. I just don't like when things don't work correctly. That is true. Actually, I don't mind it so much. Sometimes it's fun. All right, first of all, we want to see if we're getting the dragging. Oh, first of all, let's see if Copilot gave me the right class name. Okay, so yes, dragging. So I want to see if the class name dragging shows up. It does. So what would be the thing that prevents the cursor? Yeah, so you can see, I'm pointing at it, but you can see up here in my class descriptions in DevTools that the dragging is getting cursor : move. Why now? Buy now. Compralo ya. Oh geez. Oh geez. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done that. Sorry, I really apologize for this, but my Sagetti laptop is trying to install a thing which requires my authenticator on my phone to be interacted with. Work phone, of course, because I would not have any of my work stuff on my personal phone. Just not having it. It was kind of interesting. I had a conversation with my project manager, and he's like, yeah, I really didn't want that I didn't want to have a separate phone line because I don't want to lose contact with people if I ever leave this job. And I was like, that's the exact reason that I'm having a separate phone number for my current job. It's so that when I leave this job, everything goes with it. Like even the SIM for this phone is through Sagetti, and the phone plan, it's through Sagetti. So I'm like, no. Like if there's anyone that I want to keep in contact with, then we'll talk before I leave and trade our informations, but I don't want to be contactable by anyone previously by default. I want it to be opt-in, you know? Does that make me a jerk? Do I even care? Introducing. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're rolling out so many changes with both my client workstation and my Sagetti workstation. And it's like just making the development process a little more difficult. All right. All right. I think I'm done with all of that other stuff. So the thing that I'm trying to get done here is to get the cursor to stop being a circle with a slash through it. And we're going to check the interwebs. HTML element draggable cursor move. I mean, this is kind of what we're doing. Yeah, so I guess let me just look at this again. So keep watching these rules. I mean, you don't have to do anything. Keep your eye on these rules, is what I'm telling myself, so that when dragging happens, we can see cursor move is definitely the thing that it tells us we should use. And then same thing for you, correct? Cursor move. And there is nothing overriding that. So I wonder if we are getting cursor not allowed by default on the content wrapper. Computed, show all, cursor auto, but I want to know what the computed cursor is. No idea. Maybe it's because of the image itself, and I am now dragging over the image that I have held on the mouse. What happens if I add, and this is probably going to break stuff, but what happens if I add draggable to body? Okay, So it's not body that's causing it, at least not because of the draggable property. Attribute is what I said. Be main. Hi, Dukasoft. Duka cursor, colon, best cursor. Heck, Jess. Yeah, okay, so then that's going to be bad because now that's affecting main, and now you can see that main is draggable, and that's bad. We don't want that. I said we don't want that. All right then. All right then. So we have the two things that we need in order to be, and then this one is already cursor move. We have the two things that we need to be cursor move, set to cursor move. What if maybe we told it to be important? Oh yeah. Speaking of, now that now that Dukasoft is here, he reminds me that there are things that normally happen when we get amazing people showing up in our stream. For example, shout outs. There is a shout out for Big Gamey. I'm sure you all know and love him already, but if you don't, there's an opportunity to follow him. He is a fantastic streamer, really cool personality, really awesome to hang out with, and you'll love his streams. They're fantastic. They're wonderful. He's a game streamer, by the way. Game developer. Not game streamer, game developer streamer. And he works on many things. And at the moment, I believe he's working on Journ Jam. Although, not currently streaming right now, for example. But Journ Jam did start on Friday. Oh, tasty water. I'm gonna move this out of the way so that I can have my fresh bottle of water. We got to talk a lot about Journ Jam. I guess not really a lot, but a lot more than we would normally talk about on a application development stream. The Lighthouse is my Journ Jam game streaming at 1:30 Central Time today, which is UTC minus 7. It's in an hour and a half, 45 minutes. Wait, is that right? Now I don't remember which way to go. You're in my future, right? Yes, you're in my future. You're 1 hour in my future. Oh man. Temporal placement. I don't know if I could do that in my head anymore. So yes, it's going to be fun times. That's all that I know. I'll be hanging out there as soon as you start streaming. Move you out so that I really can. Boosh. And change you to this. And we're back. Okay. So I am I'm thinking that maybe an artifact or a byproduct of getting the image to disappear on drag is going to help us out. So let's, oh yeah, and I meant to actually check the bang important. Are you actually getting bang important now when I do cursor move? Yes, you are, and it is not doing a thing. I remember having this issue in another app. Which app? Let's go to a different app real quick. called RMA chain of custody. Loading. Oh, itchy nose. Hello, Coleslaw. Finished my JavaScript core curriculum today on Free Code Camp. 10 months or 8 to 10 hours. Yeah, 10 months, 8 to 10 hours a day. That is insane. That was a lot. Have I tried using Active? Tell me about Active, Dukasoft. If you want to. Again, it was just a suggestion and I don't want to lock you into having to type. I'm going to guess it goes on the thing that I'm dragging. Let's try cursor grabbing because that's what it tells me to use. And that's going to be on draggable area. So this cursor move should change to cursor grabbing. Oh no, close. So you can see it grab, but then as soon as I start moving, that's when it changes to cursor not allowed. So yes, Active is definitely one of them that's going to help us out. That was pretty awesome. I like that. So I think I can get rid of this dragging. I won't get rid of that. Actually, I won't get rid of it yet. Yeah, this kind of looks like more custom than CSS cursors means a plugin of some type. How old are you? Only 2016, really? Yeah, like the thing that's happening is when we start dragging, so like the active and the grabbing definitely works. When we start dragging, that's when it changes to cursor or to not allowed. And I kind of remember this being not a cursor property, but a property on the thing that we are dragging over. I can't fully remember. So let's check chain of custody. As I started to mention, chain of custody Blazor, RMA. Find it this way. D drive, C drive, repos, RMA Git, RMA chain of custody, source. I still have it. But yes, definitely time to celebrate coleslaw. I hope you get a nice break, or if you're ready to dive into the next thing, that you do that you get the opportunity to do that. No, I didn't mean to click don't show this again because I like giving feedback. Dang it. Whoops. Okay, this would be a data entry details sample data row, right? Are you the thing that's draggable? Yes. Okay, so we have a drag handle in this thing, and when you move it up and down, it does not turn into a not allowed cursor. Right, this was before I was using isolated CSS. That's fun. So what would this be? Chain of custody data entry. Drag handle. Haha. Cursor. Before. Drag handle positioning. Rotate clock counterclockwise. Let's search for cursor colon. Excuse me. So excited to start my projects. You have a very calming effect on me. That's really cool. I'm glad to hear. I typically don't like high energy because it makes my heart palpitate. So I just kind of keep a steady, kind of consistent, even tone. At least I try to. It does fluctuate a little bit, so it's not completely boring and monotone. And I talk like this, so you actually have something interesting to hear when you're just listening to my voice passively. Even though I am a robot. I am not a robot, is what I said. Is it on hover? I worked construction for 25 years. This is a breath of fresh air. Oh, nice. Awesome. And you can still hear me? I'm kidding. You probably used correct ear protection. Didn't explode your eardrums. It only kind of happened to me. My right ear has this thing where sometimes I'll get it. It'll get clogged and it'll just hurt. And I think it's a side effect of being in marching band and playing percussion and not really protecting my ears as much as I should have. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything special about what I'm doing with my draggability. Maybe we can check the component library because the drag and drop would be another one that I can use. Drag and drop would be the perfect one to look at. So I'll show you the behavior of it. And then we'll see together whether or not we get the not allowed. Yeah, so the thing that I am dragging over, I'm pretty sure is the thing that gets the style. So let's do you drag and drop items. So item number 1, if I drag over it, it gets drag hover. And the drag hover style is right there. Okay, it only gives it an outline and that's it. Yeah, I'm definitely not seeing anything that is like the only thing that I'm seeing is draggable equals true. And that's what's keeping it from giving us the cursor not allowed. And you can kind of see it when I hover over a border where we sometimes get the not allowed cursor. might also be that I'm giving the cursor a payload. Like the event itself gets a payload. Man, I don't know. I can't remember. Okay, so let's just go ahead and see if we can get rid of the image while we drag and see if that helps us out with the ability to change the cursor while we drag as well. Which means that we might have to use some JavaScript for this. I was afraid of that. Excuse me. On drag start, do we have a way to access data transfer? Items. Can we clear it? No. What do we got in drop effect? A string, obviously. Okay, let's serialize this and see what we get. Console dot right line JSON serializer serialize e.data transfer from system.text.json shave. What do you say, DSA or development, keeping in mind no basics of programming. What do I say, DSA? Well, first of all, hello, Suyash. You're asking, do I say DSA or development? I've never said DSA before. Am I answering that correctly? No worries. I want to help with the JavaScript. I feel like a 3-year-old that wants to help. I was just trying to see if there's a way to do it from Blazor first. Up effect none. Effect allowed, uninitialized. No files, no items, no types. I mean, what should I learn first? Data structures or development? Okay, so DSA is short for data structures in some way. Yeah, data structures and algorithms. Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you for informing me about it. So, gosh, I mean, of course, the answer is always going to be it depends. But where are you currently in your educational position? Like, are you going to university? Are you still in high school? Are you in middle school, or whatever the equivalent is wherever you happen to be? Okay, I am going to really quick do a thing while I think about that, because I need to. That is really bright. Don't be so bright. I need to go to my pull request. UI suggestions. It is approved. I'm going to merge it. Delete my branch. I'm going to pull latest. Give me 12 seconds and I will. Actually, I'll look now. No on mouse down method available? It is. It is definitely available. So the goal coleslaw, if you weren't able to see it, is I'm currently able to drag this thing around just fine. And the thing that I would like, the two things that I would like is, for one, the mouse cursor to be the northeast southwest still, and for the image, the ghost image of the thing that I'm dragging to not be there. And I did find a JavaScript way to do it, which I know how to hook up and do, but I would like to first and foremost try to find a Blazor or a C# way of doing it. Okay, I have pulled latest, and now I'm going to completely rebuild. And while that rebuilds, I am going to run the pipeline for the one that depended on that, like why is that one running? 320. Who's running that one and why? Okay, run pipeline on this branch, please. Do the thing. And this time, don't suck. Oh, although I don't think I actually ran it. I was waiting for it to. Oh. And yes, I am doing my day job while streaming, even though I normally take the entire stream to not work on my day job, but we have a release coming up next week, Monday in fact, and I'm trying to get these code changes done so that we can do code freeze for the rest of the week and only do cybersecurity type stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up now. So, I mean, what should I learn first? Data structures or development? What can land me a job faster? Okay, that one I don't know the answer to because I was working, so I went to university while I was working for human resources and did that for my entire career at university. I'm going to call it a career at university. And then when I graduated university, I got into a full-time human resources information specialist position. And then I went from doing human resources, and I did that for 15 years total-ish. So I went from that into my first actual software application development job, which was at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal. So as far as getting somewhere fast, I don't think I'll be able to answer that question for you because I've had a whole bunch of time before I got my first software development job. Like, I was doing software development type of stuff in human resources, but it wasn't until I worked at the Rocky Mountain Arsenal that I started getting official, I'm going to call it official software development experience. And so I've been doing that since 2017. So, yeah. It's a terrible, terrible response. But as far as which to learn first to be more successful, I can provide an opinion on that, in which I would say understanding object-oriented programming would be a good thing to do. So knowing about methods, variables, scope, control, functions, control flow, all of that stuff. I wouldn't even get into architecture. I mean, those would be great things to know and pick up on while you are learning so that you have good practices already built in because that's how you learned it. But solid principles would be, I don't know if it would hinder you from learning or if it would help it go faster. I honestly don't know. I wanted to read Thindle's comments. He says, I have a book on that. I haven't read it though. I was like, this is a good idea. So I bought the book. I started reading it and went like, this wasn't a good idea. It was too mathy for me. Okay. And then I will catch up as well. So Suyash says, I have learned the basics of programming and contributed to many open source projects. Awesome. But the problem is I don't want to learn data structures and companies in India want to see data structures in the resume. Okay. Yeah, so again, it really has to do with where do you want to work? Where do you want to get hired? What are the requirements for the jobs that you're looking for? And it sounds like you do need data structures in order to get the job where you currently are. Therefore, you should learn data structures next. Like for me, I've never really needed to use intense or deep knowledge of data structures in order to be successful at the things that I do, because all of the apps that I've been making are web applications where, yes, I am data centric, but it's mostly lists, lists of data. I don't need to find some clever way to store things or iterate through things or sort large quantities of data, large being in the tens of millions, let's say. I might have 1 million or 2 records that get filtered first, but really we're only ever working with a couple 100,000 at the most. Most of the time it's in the hundreds. So I don't need to be clever in knowing the intricate details of writing my own sorting algorithm so that I can be the most efficient application so that users have a great experience. It's pretty lightweight stuff that I've been needing to do. And even in the desktop app that I'm working on now, it's pretty much one user. One user per install. So I'm not worried about that either. So unfortunately, those are not going to be helpful for you. But I guess that's also to say, if you're just looking to get a job with a company that has internal line of business applications with maybe a couple hundred to a couple thousand users versus a major tech company that has worldwide users and is hosted on the web and has containers and has a whole bunch of storage that they need to maintain, you don't really need to know the in-depth details of data structures. And Disco is here. Hello, Disco. So is there an on mouse down method available? And there is. I asked my first dev question. What an exciting day. Thank you for your suggestions. Good luck to you. I'm 50 years old. You can do it. Focus on the word journey. I don't know what the word journey is. Oh, on the word journey. Digsoft says, could JavaScript interop work to set? Yeah, definitely. Definitely we could use JavaScript interop. I really want to try to do this with C#, but it's not looking like I'll be able to. I was hoping to maybe modify one of the properties inside of this e.dataTransfer because the JavaScript answer that I came up with, or that I found, is I don't remember where I saw this. Oh, here. Yeah, these two. Okay, so on drag start, set event.dataTransfer.setDrawImage to a very small image, essentially. But I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with using JavaScript for this. Will I be able to use both C# and JavaScript? Because if I start on drag start doing JavaScript, that gets rid of my entire C# handler. So like if I did another on drag start and hooked it up to my oh no, never mind, just kidding. No, that is going to have an issue because of the way that the event args are going to be passed, which means that I might have to have a JS invocable instead to do all of my drag start setting left and top, or do it all in JavaScript is what I was trying to get to. So as soon as I add another one of these, I'm going to have an error because now I have on drag start used more than once. Yeah, so let's try really, really hard to see if there is a C# way. Like, yeah, the zero index setting on CSS, that doesn't, I don't know how that would be helpful, but that's fine. It was a thought. So drop effect allowed. These are probably two properties I might be able to set. Actually, are they settable? Yes. And yes, they're both settable. Ooh, and we can set this to move. We'll see what that does. As soon as our reload works. Okay, so move didn't do anything as far as changing the cursor, but it didn't break anything either. What can we put for drag effect? Drop effect. Oh, I meant to see your documentation. It must be none, copy, link, or move. All right, what if we told you move? One of you has to work, right? So now we should see here drop effect move and effect allowed move. And still not doing anything that I want it to. So I don't think we can do it that way. Okay, so oh man, if I do it that way, I won't be able to do all of this stuff. I mean, I have to have some way to set my local Boolean dragging to true. I'm pretty sure I can get rid of these two and not have any issues. Yeah. But it's setting dragging equal to true on drag start. I guess the other thing I could do is on mouse up. We could set dragging equal to false. And then on mouse down, set dragging equal to true. There is no handle drag start anymore. And if we do that, then we would have on drag start available for JavaScript. And then we wouldn't have to do any .NET callbacks, JS invocables. Okay, that's working still. We're going to go ahead and output the value of dragging. Dragon. Yep, and that was the thing that I was afraid of. So what happens if we do that? Why isn't it happening again? You guys saw that. It got stuck on dragging true for a little bit. Send. Okay, so this is still working. We now have on drag available for JavaScript. However, yeah, now that I'm saying this, on drag start is going to be talking to a JavaScript method or a function directly. It's not going to use JavaScript interop. And again, the reason for that is because the onDragStart events are not the same event args that we get in our C# version. So it's not like I would be able to just forward the event, mouse event args E to, or drag event args E, I guess, to our JavaScript interop. So that means that I need an actual JavaScript file that is specific to this. Oh man, that's annoying. You're an amazing people's coleslaw. I earnestly wish you the best in all of your studying. I'm going to be studying tonight myself because I am going to be taking the AI 900 tomorrow certification exam. So study times for me too, also, as well as, along with, at the same time as. Okay, how do I want to do this? So I have my JavaScript file that I was planning on using for this. Maybe if I still put it in there. So for example, let's say that I have an export function handle drag start. Thank you, Copilot. I really needed the help with that. Then we can do event.dataTransfer.set drag image to new image 00 so that we don't have an image that we are dragging, which should give us. Are you going to compile for me? Do I have to build for you to compile? That's annoying. Transpile is what I said. So the thing that I'm hoping for is, even though I'm going to import this as a module, I'm hoping that I can do that in C# and still have my HTML point to that event. So right now we should get an error that says there is no function handle drag start. And there it is. Handle drag start is not defined. So let's do this. We're going to create a couple of things. Private task of IJS object reference. I'm going to try to do this from memory, so please forgive me for forgetting. And this is going to be called module, which is either going to be module if it is not null, or wait. I'm gonna remember this. I will. Off the top of my head, here I go. Watch me do it. I know that we're gonna need an IJS runtime. Use my current coding practices. Okay, so here's our JS runtime. Await No, not await. The task is going to be JS runtime dot invoke invoke. I can't remember how to do it off the top of my head. Invoke async IJS object reference. I was getting there. Invoke async IJS object reference underscore content Finan Blazor UI shared components JS draggable components draggable container.js. Okay, which means that we have a private IJS object reference module. Question mark equals. Nope, I don't remember that one either. Dang. It's a task of IJS object reference. Yeah, but I still think that this is question mark equals. Yeah. Man, that was kind of close, but not really. Floppy pants. Okay, and what this will do is we're creating a task to get the to do the import, but we're not actually going to execute the task until we await module, essentially. And once we do that once, then underscore module will still be assigned to the task of importing, but it will only complete the task once, because from that point on, the task will be marked as completed. And so protected override task on after render async if first render, then underscore equals await module. And then this will initialize our JavaScript. So the question is, since I'm importing this, don't you like, oh, it's a public or protected method. Since I'm importing my JavaScript file as a module, am I going to have access to this JavaScript function inside of my HTML code? And the answer is on draggable container line 35. Oh, probably now need to rebuild. Yay. Right. Name underscore module does not exist in the current context. Draggable container line 35 because I didn't save. And I see an unused variable. All right, we are actually building this time. And got it. Okay, so here we go. If we look in sources, we should see draggable components, no, not you. Shared components, draggable. And yes, it did load. Otherwise, it would not have shown up here. proof, Control F5. Kind of hard to do. But anyway, so it should be loaded as a module now. And so when we start dragging, we should hit this. Well, no, I can't set a breakpoint because it's looking for the something. Yeah, the source file. Gosh, that's going to be fun. Anyway, here we go. So that didn't do what I was expecting it to, but that's fine. And yeah, handle drag start is still not defined. So importing it as a module within the component is not going to work. Man. That's really dumb because the only other place that I could think of putting this is globally. Oh my goodness. Let me click on stuff. Thank you. So for example, my JavaScript interop, I think, is imported in www root. Super Dukasoft interop is. Okay, and where did I create Super Dukasoft interop? Where is your actual... Did I just write you in JavaScript only? Okay, let's try this. We're putting it in Super Dukasoft interop, which will get imported into the app from the get-go. And then we'll use Dukasoft funcs dot handle drag start. And that way we can also have this in JavaScript interop. And I'll call it handle draggable container drag start. And the problem is I don't have any drag event args to send to it. Like, I honestly don't know how to pass the right drag event arg so that all of the JavaScript stuff gets hooked up so that I can modify e.datatransfer.set image and stuff. In the calculator component, call back to the main layout container to tell that it's getting dragged. Then the main layout could set a CSS class in the parent container. That could, but again, the thing that I'm now trying to tackle is getting rid of the ghost image is what this thing is called. Or at least that's what I've seen it called in those places that we saw it. So if we go to here and we see this method, it's going to call back ducasoftfuncs dot. Wasn't expecting that. Ghost none. Important, obviously. Namespace icons doesn't exist. I'm going to go ahead and stop the app and do a regular build to see if there's any actual errors that are happening here. I'm also going to get rid of you and this unused cancellation token. What are you even doing now? What? Money. To build this project, the following workloads must be installed. Wasm tools. Maui? Maui. What are you doing? What are you doing, Maui? There. Shh, no one heard anything. Maui was playing along just fine. No, it wasn't. President, not sure. Hey, look, it ran. Okay, so here we go. Sources. Finance. Where's my Duca Super Duca? Duca. I didn't rename the actual function. I thought I did. There we go. Drag start. And we'll have to fix that thing too. All right, so we are not hitting this callback. And we're not getting any JavaScript errors. Sorry, what? I have a breakpoint here. And all. Handle drag start. Console log. We're dragging. Stop. Drag start. No. On drag start is not hitting ducasoftfuncs.handle draggable container drag start. I'm going to make this a little easier on myself by putting this out here. And we're just going to call this method function directly. Reference it directly. On drag start, handle draggable, blah, 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 blah. Here's a monkey. Watch it dance. Wait, is it actually paused on that? No. What? E? I has none. I cannot do that. I need to redeem your points. This didn't cost me any points. I could do that though. We're waving back to you, Thindle. Okay, I'm gonna assume it's that the JavaScript isn't actually loading, even though it says it is. Super Dukasoft JavaScript interrupt preview. Here's our function. Envelope draggable container drag start. You get an event. Am I just calling this wrong? Do I have to do it this way? Oh, duh. There we go. I was just calling it wrong. So I thought that you could just provide the function handle and it would do all the rest for you, kind of like Blazor does. I was wrong. Okay, then Dukasoft funcs dot. And there we go. Now we're hitting our breakpoint the way that we're supposed to. All right, so does this actually achieve the goal? It achieves the goal we were looking for as far as making the image disappear. We introduced a new bug, however, which is on the first on mouse down, it moves up to the top, and that's probably because, why? Because the position absolute is getting set with a left and top of 0. Exactly what Disco said. He said, boop. He's an owl. It's owls. I love owls. Before I forget, let's get rid of this extra function that we doesn't need. Okay, so on the initial drag, no, it's on mouse down that this is happening because we haven't started dragging yet. So if we watch our console, I click and there is no I'm dragging until we actually start dragging it like that. So on mouse down, saying offset left, offset Y, offset top, I mean, which is not setting any client directions yet, but what is happening to the DOM as we are dragging? We're probably going to see a style attribute that says left 0, top 0. There it is. Position fixed inset 0. Oh. And we're not supposed to do that until we start dragging. And that was happening on drag start. Oh no. That's terrible. So the other thing that I did was in moving my drag start, oh gosh, in moving my dragging Boolean into handle mouse down, I'm now telling the UI to, not the UI, but the container that I'm allowed to drag over to expand. Dang it. And then because the that this thingy here the draggable area is position block or display block. It takes up 100% of the width of the container that it's inside of, and the container is taking up the entire width of the container it's inside of, which is position fixed in set 0, transform 0. And so what I need to do is say private bool apply dragging and left has value. Okay, then on our draggable container, these are going to be apply dragging. Right? That's going to work. Okay, we so far have not had any issues. And then we start dragging and then it works. So happy. And what happens if you start dragging right away? It still responds immediately. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, thank goodness. So we accomplished one of our 2 goals, which is to get rid of the drag image, the ghost image that happens when you normally drag something around. Now we need number 2. So let's do a real quick commit, but we need number 2 to work. Removed drag ghost image on drag. Number 2 is to get this cursor, this beautiful cursor, to stay as our northeast southwest move cursor on dragging. How do we do that? We've tried a few things so far. Number 1 was to make sure that the cursor on the thing that we are dragging, which is called this draggable area, as you can see, that is the thing that is draggable. Nothing else is draggable, so that's the only thing we should be worried about. The CSS on that is set to cursor move. Let's set it to cursor move important. Get rid of this. So far that didn't work, and you can see here, I can't point to it with, actually maybe I can. Right here, you can see where it says cursor move important. Therefore, that's not the thing that is driving the cursor here. The other one is to set the global cursor actually, yeah, we'll try JavaScript global cursor first. Don't massacre your CSS. You have to use a very important API, element setCapture. I'm liking this. And this is me, naive implementation of drag and drop. What happens if the mouse is released outside of the browser or over an element? Using setCapture solves all of this. Here's an excellent tutorial. Oh my gosh, yes. Deprecated. This feature is no longer recommended. What the hell? That was exciting for a second. Do you have any... And that's funny. This person is selling this. Yeah, exactly. In 2012, this person is selling this as the thing to do. And then you look over at the Mozilla docs and they're like, it's deprecated. Don't do this. It's non-standard. You're probably looking for element.setPointerCapture. And this is what we can use our JavaScript for, because we can get an element reference and pass that into our JavaScript interop. And that's going to be awesome. Okay, so the setPointerCapture method of element interface is used to designate a specific element as the capture target of future pointer events. Subsequent events for the pointer will be targeted at the capture element until capture is released or pointer up event is fired. That's cool. Oh man, I am loving this thought. Okay. Pointer capture will cause the target to capture all subsequent pointer events as if they were occurring over the capturing target. And so the capturing target is going to be our container. I don't need you anymore. Chain of custody, thank you. So this is going to be our drag area wrapper, not the actual draggable area, not the thing that we are trying to drag around, but the drag area wrapper. Yes. Okay. Okay. So let's modify our isolated JavaScript. I'm really not happy about how this thing is treating it as far as creating the map, but that's fine. That's for another discussion. And we're going to have an export function capture draggable container. Why is it redoing all of the stuff that we wrote before? Capture pointer events, and this is going to be lm, which is going to be a HTML element. I know a little bit of TypeScript. Watch me go. And this is going to be lm.setPointerCapture pointer ID, and we're just going to only have one in the app, therefore we're going to give it a fixed ID of 1. We could, of course, export const pointer ID, which is going to be a number, and set that equal to 1, and then use that. But I don't know. I think I like it this way better. And then there's going to be a matching release. And oh man, when we do the release, is it safer to pass in the element? Because what I could do is capture the element that we're doing the pointer capture for up here, save that somewhere, and then when we do release, then we will we'll get that saved element, release the pointer capture, set the saved element to null. Don't know. Oh man, this is gonna be so good. I've had this issue for a really long time. Maybe we are gonna do all of the moving using JavaScript. Anyway, let's see what this does so far. Console log pointer captured on, and then we'll print out the element. Pointer released on. And what I'm going to try to do is give this thing a .NET element reference. And hopefully that's just going to work. And that's going to be done. And the code behind for the draggable container. On mouse down. And so, no. We're going to get back our IJS object reference. And so at this point, we have to have been rendered at least once, so we don't have to worry about the JS runtime not being available here. And so we're just going to do var module equals await module. Then we're going to await module invoke void async. Not that one. Nice try. We're going to do the setPointerCapture. Nope, capture pointer events. And then we need the element. And the element is going to be a private element reference, draggable container, lmref. And then up here in the actual draggable container, we will set that here. Hello, Bikini. I thought that was Max. You are not going to distract me. What was I doing? And then we'll send the element reference to the method. And I'm not going to be able to debug this very well because it is Max distraction. Because I can't set a breakpoint for this because it's using the map that is pointing it to a file that's supposed to be in the same location, which I guess I could do. I don't know. Like, we'll come up with a solution for that, but for now I'm going to move my TypeScript into the same folder as the output JavaScript file. Right now there's a configuration in my CS proj that's telling it to take all TypeScript and output their compiled or transpiled JavaScript to www.root/javascript/ wherever that one happens to be. And then when the map gets created for it, it says, I'm looking in sources. I'm looking in here specifically for that file. Wait. This is telling me that the file it's looking for is in ... // Oh, what? You're looking for it in draggable components here? What It's terrible. You have a call? Wait, what? Now that's confusing. Wait, call in the next 10 minutes. You have a call? Or do you want me to call you? Oh, that's what they say in the infomercials. But wait, call in the next 10 minutes and we'll throw in a source map for free. I got it. I got it. Compralo ya. But wait, there's more. Rebuilt. I think this is gonna work. No guarantees, but I have high confidence in it, with one reservation, and the reservation is that the element reference is not actually going to send the element reference itself, in which case that's going to be easy because we will just send the element ID instead. All right, so if we go here in sources, then we will see that we don't have the isolated JavaScript loaded yet. We have the Dukasoft JavaScript interop, but we don't have the JavaScript interop for our draggable component because it hasn't loaded yet until now. And you can see here we have draggable component dot. Did I spell it wrong? Draggable components. Draggable container.typescript, which should be the source file for JavaScript draggable container. Which is directly in www root. What the deal? Oh, you know what? This thing didn't compile. It didn't transpile my code. A map to the sauce. Where do I sign up? Too late to catch up now. Ha! Ha! Yes! I just hit F5. I have not hit F5 in Visual Studio in like 2 weeks. Whenever the last time I actually did the WPF version of it. Nobody ever runs with F5, Thindle, who's on a phone call. My projects are WTF, which means why the face? Why? What? That's what mine is. Mine is absolutely why right now. Because this is not one of the locations where the file will get compiled from. According to my CS proj, it's only files in JS interop that will get transpiled to www.root/js. What if I said any file? Any file in any folder .ts will get transpiled to www.root.js. Nada. Good grief. Good gravy. It's super tasty. All right, what if I moved the file to where it belongs? And I kept you how you were, which is J. Wait a minute. If this is JS interop slash, then this file shouldn't have ever gotten transpiled. Ever. Maybe that's what we're seeing happening. It's not actually transpiling. So what if I moved you here? Promise, we'll put it in the right place eventually. But right now, we're kind of just struggling with even getting it to transpile to begin with. What did you used to say? Not view history, compare with unmodified. Let's just undo all of these changes. How about that? Excuse me, why aren't you letting me undo? Okay. It's pretty helpful. Oh, what do you think of GPT-4 for coding? Says meme pp. Or is it memep? Or is it mimi? Or let me know how to pronounce your name. GPT-4 is fun. For coding, it is good at knowing common patterns and describing code, telling you what the code that you feed it is supposed to do, or what it thinks it's supposed to do. There it goes. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh my goodness. As far as actually giving you code that you can just copy and paste, it is rare that you will be able to find that. So if you know what you're looking for, it's really good at giving you inspiration, in my opinion, at what exactly it is you're trying to accomplish. But it still has not gotten to a point where you can just say, create a blah, a method that does this, or an entire app that does that. That's my response, my answer. Okay. Map. Yes. So what I'm going to do here then is add an existing item, point it to draggable components. Oh, .ts, and add a link to it. Include. Why didn't that add a link? Existing item, draggable components, ts, add as link. Why won't you just link it? Just show up. That's all you gotta do, is just show up. Whatever, we're not going to be able to debug this if we run into issues. Oh dear. What does this do? Oh, duh. I stopped the app from running. It would break if it read my code. But yeah, so President Not Sure. President Not Sure said it's pretty helpful, other than the fact that the answers are usually wrong in some way the first few times you ask. Yeah, I mean, knowing how to ask the right question. In fact, I'm trying something fun with it currently. I'm really interested to see how it acts. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'll try that later because I still have to think of a few more things. But I actually only see value, says President Not Sure, in how it essentially points me in the right direction, gives me another way to look at the problem. I agree with this. So again, if you're using it for inspiration or just to unlock you from your common thought patterns, it's pretty good at giving you stuff that's either way out there because it's not something you would have thought of, or something that is so wrong that you're like, oh, I have this other idea because that just reminded me of this other thing. But it's rarely ever, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for. Copy paste into my code, move along. Okay, capture pointer events was not defined. Even though source JavaScript draggable container. Why did you go back to that? Is it? Help. Okay, one more time. Save you. Rebuild. Which should eventually try to compile this and put it here. Thank you. Thank you for cooperating. I really appreciate that. You don't know how much I appreciate it. Okay. So we start dragging and there we go. We got a thing. And look at that. Even if I let go out here, it's still going to stop the drag like it's supposed to. Oh my gosh. Which means that this element reference that I'm passing to it is absolutely the element reference for the draggable wrapper. That is so cool. And look at how clean and smooth that is. No more janky, jagged, yucky ducky, mucky, plucky duck. It's just gonna work. Oh my goodness, that looks nice. We're dragging. Thank you, Dukasoft. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so let's finish up with the styling on this. I am going to do a really quick commit that says improved the draggability of the draggable component. And that is going to make my draggable toolbar work exactly the way that I want it to. So what I think we'll do once we're done, and I'm probably going to say 10 different things over the course of the next however many days it takes for us to finish this, but this is what I'm currently thinking. Once we finish with this project and we get it to completed state, we'll probably move on to making the actual Blazor component library that I really wanted to make, which is to say improve my existing component library and make it something that is reusable, something that people would want to use, and then publish it on NuGet, etc. Because the other thing that I really want to do is to get the Discord bot back up and running, fully functional, so that it announces when people go live without them having to do it themselves. Okay, so we just have some more styling to finish up with this. Number one styling is to get rid of this border. Squish you down. Which is right here. Okay, so this was just to let us know that it was there. How are we going to tell the draggable container to not show unless the calculator is showing? I need to get rid of the console logs too. Oops. I meant here. And why didn't that apply right away? Dude. You're making me sad. Main layout, please. Bar, please. I said top bar. What? I meant top bar the whole time. Okay, so top bar, this is where my calculator is. And so we will do... Do we have an additional class? Do we have a, what's it called? Capture unmatched values? We do not. Is that how I want to do this? Because we have a class and style and a whole bunch of stuff that we depend on, I can't. Therefore, we're going to use parameter. Nope. Parameter public string additional CSS classes. Okay. Here, take it. Jeez. Good grief. So needy. All right. So up here, I am going to change this thing out to make it a little bit easier for myself. We'll put some curly braces, a parentheses, another quotation mark for good measure, an add symbol up here, $, quotation marks, so that we can continue concatenating. Not string is null or white space, additional CSS classes, then add the additional CSS classes with a space in front of it. Otherwise, new. And there we go. We will now have additional CSS classes that we can apply. Oh, I didn't save the code behind. That we can apply to the container. And the one that we are going to have is going to tell us, why aren't you doing the thing? Cannot implicitly convert type string to bool. Oh, gotcha. Forgot a parentheses. Parenthesis. Okay, should be good now. Do the thing. We're going to apply a class called don't show. It's hidden. It's some kind of taco wasn't there in top bar. Additional CSS class is if show calc, then nothing, otherwise a class called hide me, in which global, I don't already have one, right? Hide me is just going to be display none. No, hush. We're almost done. Okay, so this thing should disappear as soon as it finishes doing hot reload. Or at minimum, we should see the hide me class on the container, which we do. And yeah, so my CSS didn't apply. Okay. Why global? www root. Oh, up here. Hide me? Yeah, okay. So it's not compiled for whatever reason. So let's do it manually. And there we go. Okay, so now we should only see the draggable container when we show the calculator. Yatta! We have no way of dismissing the calculator after showing it, but the good news is we won't see the calculator until we click on calculator. We'll be able to drag it around. We'll probably give it some kind of rounded edges, light border, etc., etc., etc. We'll get rid of this draggable area top thing, probably drop it down a little bit so it's not actually taking up space. It'll just sit on top of everything. And what else? What else do we got? Yeah, once the dismiss button. So that's what we're going to do on Wednesday. We're going to get rid of, or we're going to style this just a little bit more so that it looks a little better. The draggable area will be indicated a different way. So probably like 2 dash kind of thing. Yeah, I think so. And then have the close button still show up over here, or a collapse button, or make it go up there button. But other than that, that'll be done with the draggable area. And then we will work on the remaining thing for the calculator, which is to be able to use the keyboard input. And what we're going to do is we're going to set the style so that when this thing has the focus, which is either going to be contains focus or contains whatever it's called, there's a CSS rule for that. But once it has that, then we will put a different color background or make it, I don't know, translucent if it doesn't have the focus, and whatever. We'll figure something out so that people know when the calculator itself has the focus and when it doesn't. Colon focus. It's like focus within, I think. So when you're doing a div, divs don't really get the focus. But yeah. Pretty sure it's focus within. And that way, whenever this thing when we click on the background or something, or, oh man, that one's going to be hard. Because when we select this to try to copy it, I was going to say we'll set one of the buttons to have the focus, and then the focus within will let us know. But we'll get to that on Wednesday. I'm hopefully giving Bit Gamey a little bit of time to start his stream. Because he said he was going to start streaming at 1:30, and it's 1:31. Who else do I got? We got setLix. I want to keep Bit Gamey up here though, for when he starts. We got setLix. We got CodeRad. We got Clayman, Alicia, Dragon Spirit. Oh, plenty of options today, but I really, really wanted to rate Bit Gamey. Man, this is cool. This is really cool. I'm going to go to the screen for now, and I'll just keep checking on Bit Gamey's stream. And if he gets started before too long, then we'll raid over to him, have fun on his stream. Otherwise, again, our choices, if anyone does have any input, if we can't get to Bit Gamey, are setLix, Clayman Dev, CodeRad Games, Alicia Griffin, Dragon Spirit Games, and I think Alicia might be still learning JavaScript with Honest Dan Games. Maybe. I haven't been lurking on her channel lately because she shifted from C# for a little bit at least. But right now she's just chatting. No code on her screen. Dun, dun, dun. Now playing watcher is off. Does that mean he's starting soon? Okay, yeah, I guess I'll give that spiel too. So, for those of you that don't know, I post all of the VODs to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. So, for example, Friday stream I didn't post until Sunday afternoon-ish, because I didn't remember until then. But it got posted nonetheless. But this one should be up either tomorrow by 12:45 or on Wednesday morning, because I'll probably forget tomorrow, since again I'm taking the certification exam and I'm going to spend as much time as I can outside of work hours studying for that today and tomorrow morning. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. Yeah, I don't know what else to fill the time with. Thank you so much. It's going to be the AI 900, so it shouldn't be too difficult. The 900 certifications are usually the foundation certifications. And I'm pretty sure I have a good grasp on how to use Azure, OpenAI, Azure, and I can't even think of the names of the things yet or anymore because I'm under pressure. And that's going to happen during the exam, but I'm going to remember in the end. So like the machine learning thing, and then the cognitive services, that's the one I was trying to think of. So I will do that. Okay, so I guess someone that we haven't rated for a while, since no one had any actual input on who we rate, is Clayman. I think it's been a long while since I've rated Clayman Dev. I don't even know if he is fully aware of me because he's in a completely different universe, but he's making this really fun game called Epic Hero something game, Epic Hero game. And I think you'll enjoy it. It's very whimsical. It's Dragon Ball inspired, Dragon Ball Z inspired. So we will head over there. Again, he's a game dev. He uses Unity. If you're not into that kind of thing, no need to stay on the raid if you don't feel like it. But and you'll probably enjoy yourself if you head on over there with me. All right, so that's going to be it for me for today. I'll see you again the next time you're around. I'll be streaming on Wednesday. Feel free to join us on Discord. We have lots of fun there, lots of discussions, although it's been quiet lately, which I'm not sad about. All right, until next time. The lion is not from a zoo. Rawr. Okay, ciao for now.